tradition. Since the Sramanas, these people were not happy with the Brahmanic tradition, they invented new tradition, which is called Sramana tradition. And Buddhism itself, or the Buddha himself, belonged to this tradition, Sramana tradition. So the Buddhist meditation system was initially influenced by the Sramana tradition in India, right? Uh, the ascetic Siddhartha, before his enlightenment, initially followed the two great meditation masters, namely Alara Kalama and Uddakarama Putta. Yes, I, I think that everyone knows about this. When the Prince Siddhartha had his renunciation, and firstly, he went to two great meditation masters. Under these two great meditation masters, actually, he mastered meditation. He learned meditation. And then, however, he was not happy with the final result of this meditation, the samatha meditation. And then he, uh, left these two masters and he tried to find his own way for the liberation, nirvana. So anyhow, uh, Buddha, as an ascetic in the very beginning of his life as a Sramana or ascetic, actually he followed two meditation masters in India. So it seems that actually before Buddha attained enlightenment, he had experience under two great masters. So he learned meditation under them. Um, so these two great masters, Alarakala and Uddakarama, and learn and practice their meditation systems, right? Based on Anapana Smriti. That is the Sanskrit term for Anapana Sati, Anapana Smriti, right? Or Anapana Sati, which means concentration on breath, breathing in and breathing out. So everyone knows when I say that breathing in and breathing out meditation. The origin of meditation perhaps can be traced back to the Indus Valley culture. This hypothesis is based on some images uh, of sitting meditation posture found in Harappan civilization. Harappan civilization is another name for Indus Valley civilization. So you know about this. Yes. Here we have a course in the first year at BCS. We learn about the pre-Buddhistic teachings and the philosophy here as a course, and my student have studied about that Harappan civilization. Because it is called Harappan civilization, whenever the archaeologists started to investigate or find the artifacts in the Indus Valley civilization, it was the Harappan area. For the first time they found these artifacts. That is why it is called Harappan civilization. Otherwise, basically, it is the Indus Valley civilization. They present they represent those, that means those figures. They represent the figures of munis or yogis, right? We can call in English saints or sages who practice yoga. The literal meaning of the term yoga is combination. It means from the root yuj. It comes from the root yuj. Yuj means to combine, which means to yog or combine, right? When we apply it to spiritual practice, it is the combination or the unification of the mind and body, or body and mind. So this term yoga uh, means the unification of body and mind, body and mind. So in this way, yogis or the ancient practitioners, basically, we are referring to here. And so these yogis, they practice meditation and bringing their body and mind together, the unification of body and mind. So this yoga itself is called bhavana. So bhavana and yoga are similar terms for meditation, right? So you know, in the Mahayana tradition, there is one school which is called Yogachara tradition. And one of their most important texts we call Yogachara Bhumi Shastra, right? So that is yoga. Uh, so there are two types of meditation systems found in the Buddhist scriptures. They are Samatha Bhavana or Chitta Bhavana. Sometimes we call it Chitta Bhavana, or otherwise the most popular term is Samatha Bhavana. In English, we can call it calmness meditation, tranquility meditation, right? So the next one is Vipassana meditation or Panya Bhavana. Panya Bhavana is not used very often, but it is called Panya Bhavana as well. Yes. So it is insight meditation. The Samatha or Shamatha, right? Samatha meditation or Shamatha meditation. Shamatha is the Sanskrit term. Meditation was founded by non-Buddhist Indian yogis, and the new meditation system invented by the Buddha is Vipassana or Vidarshana. So Samatha meditation was founded by Indian yogis or Indian meditators, but the Vipassana meditation or Panya Bhavana was founded by the Buddha. So Vipassana is called in Sanskrit Vidarshana. Vidarshana. Vidarshana is the Sanskrit term, Vipassana is the Pali term. The Samatha acquires the calmness and a stableness of mind, and it is the basis for Vipassana or insight knowledge, right? So in Buddhism, it is said that actually Samatha Bhavana will help one to get or to reach the wisdom, uh, or to continue with the Vipassana meditation. So Samatha Bhavana is something very important. Later we will see what are these two meditations according to the Buddha. However, the Sangiti Sutta of Majjhima Nikaya cites three types of meditation, right? If you refer to the Sangita Sutta of the Majjhima Nikaya, you will find three types of meditation. Tisso Bhavana, Kaya Bhavana. It is called Kaya Bhavana, meditation on the contemplation of the body, right? Meditation on the contemplation of the body. That is called Kaya Bhavana. And the second one is Chitta Bhavana, meditation on the contemplation of mind. And then Panya Bhavana, insight meditation, right? The commentary to the Theragatha adds one more meditation as Sila Bhavana, right? They are actually the part of the meditation. You can say that, they can be called, can be taken under the Samatha Bhavana, the Sila Bhavana, meditation on virtues or moral conduct, right? Whenever you refer to the Dasa Anusati, right? Dasa Anusati, 10 recollections, and Sila Anusati is one of the meditation practice, right? Yeah, Sila Anusati. Yeah, that means focus on the Sila, right? So you can take it as a Sila Bhavana. However, all types of meditations can be categorized under the Samatha and Vipassana meditations easily, right? Even this Kaya Bhavana, sometimes you can take it under the meditation. And also if you go further, like Kaya Anupassana, it also can be taken as Vidassana or Vipassana meditation as well. In the Sabbasava Sutta, different methods of solving problems and eradicating defilements have been discussed, and meditation is one method, among them. Actually, we have various types of defilements, sometimes the deeply rooted defilements or strong defilements, and also some light defilements, right? So anyhow, in the sutta, Sabbasava Sutta, it has been explained that there are different ways to, get rid of our defilements. And one method is the meditation or bhavana. The Buddha taught bhikkhus there are taints that should be abandoned by sin. Actually, there are certain defilements that we can get rid of from sin. Whenever you look at certain things, you should understand whether this is useful or not, and what is the result of seeing this, and what it will lead you, right? So because of that, and by seeing certain defilements can be, yeah, eliminated. And then by restraining, you refrain from certain bad things, bad practices. For instance, like refraining from killing, right? You refrain from certain bad actions. And then by using, you use certain things, and then you will understand that actually, yeah, the advantage or disadvantage of, or disadvantages or advantages of such things. And by enduring after long time, uh, and you can understand what it is, by avoiding and by removing, by developing meditation, right? So uh, meditation is something that we can remove our defilements, right? Through meditation, one can gain wisdom or panya. It is called bhavanamaya panya, bhavanamaya panya, right? That means the wisdom coming through the bhavana or meditation. Meditation is the way to realize the true nature of phenomena. The practitioner should avoid attachment and discuss about physical and mental objects, right? This is very important thing as common people, and sometimes we attach to certain things, and sometimes we, yes, discuss the certain things. It's a practice of the meditation neither to attach or to to yeah, discuss. So we have to look at the things with the neutral mind. So that is the most important thing. He should introspect the phenomena as they really are, but not as they appear to be. That is the practice of the, I mean, especially the practitioner, great practitioner. So he has to look into things, right? Or look into phenomena wisely in the intuitive way. And then he should, yeah, look into things wisely, but not as they appear to be. When the things appear to be, it is something that misleading. It can be. But when you look into things properly, definitely, then you can understand what it is. Being aware, he develops mindfulness. So he has to be sampajan, and then um and then he develops mindfulness and wisdom through which full comprehension is gained, right? Being aware of the things, and you develop mindfulness and wisdom. And then this practice will lead for you to have full comprehension, full comprehension. So that is the most important thing. That is what we do in meditation. Yes. Mm. So far, have you got any question, or do you want me to slow down my reading or explanation, or can you follow me or not? Yes, Venerable? Yes. Yeah, if you understand, you can raise your hand, please. And for the time being, let me check
We
whether.
can follow
Yes.
your Melbourne.
Venerable, yeah, Venerable Sirivano, is it okay?
It's okay, Venerable.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. Yes. Then we will go to the next, Samatha and Vipassana. Of course, you have learned about this and you have practiced Samatha and Vipassana as well. You know, if you have any doubt, we will have a short explanation of Samatha and Vipassana. And also my students are here. Actually, they have not learned it yet. So yeah, for their benefits as well, I will explain what is Samatha and what is Vipassana, right? Samatha and Vipassana, the Buddha taught that there are two ways for the purification of beings, right? For the purification of beings, there are two ways. What are these two ways? The two ways are Samatha and Vipassana. In the Samatha Vipassana Sutta, the Buddha taught as follows, right? Let's see. Monks, I will teach you the path for the unconditioned Dhamma. That means path for the Nirvana. Unconditioned Dhamma here, the Nirvana. Listen to it, monks. What is the path for the unconditioned Dhamma? What's the path to Nirvana? That is Samatha and Vipassana. And a lot of people misunderstand that actually Samatha is not, or Samatha meditation is not important, or Samatha meditation is not really, you know, considered as, uh, important medicine, meditation, right? But of course, it is not. Samatha meditation also very important. And the Buddha mentioned that there are two types of meditation that you have to focus on, you have to practice. What are these? Samatha and Vipassana meditation. So don't misunderstand that Samatha is not a meditation that specially discussed in Buddhism. The Buddha very clearly mentioned that there are two types of meditation, Samatha and Vipassana. And my personal view also, for lay people, I think for lay people, the common practitioners, for common lay people, lay Buddhists, Samatha meditation is more useful than Vipassana, right? Those who are running families and all that, and uh, for the lay people, they have a lot of things, the duties and responsibilities in their life, not like monks, right? So I think that Samatha is more uh, important for lay people. But unfortunately, today, even the lay people directly going to practice Vipassana meditation. And then it is not a good decision, according to myself, but maybe the different people or different masters may have different views. But the other thing is for today's, mm, for the, I mean, this current, under this current situation in the whole world today, the Samatha meditation is more important than Vipassana for the lay or common practitioners. That is my view. But unfortunately, there are Vipassana meditation centers around the world, but no Samatha, no Samatha meditation centers. Huh? So I feel that it is better to start a Samatha meditation center at my temple. Yeah. And then I want to, focus on the lay community, right? Those who need to, improve their, Buddhist life and improve their knowledge in the Dhamma, and also to develop their mind, and especially to be good people. So it's very important to practice samatha meditation. That is my personal view, anyhow. Monks, I will teach you the path for the purification, path for the unconditioned Dhamma, the Nirvana. Listen to it, monks. What is the path for the unconditioned Dhamma? That is the Samatha and Vipassana. So there are two types of liberations mentioned in the Buddhist scriptures. So they are called Cheto Vimutti and Panya Vimutti. Cheto Vimutti means liberation through mind. That means liberation that we can attain through the practice of samatha meditation. And Cheto Vimutti, liberation through wisdom. That means liberation one can attain through the practice of vipassana. The first one, liberation through mind, is explained in the suttas as the freedom gained through the practicing samatha. Right? This is very important. So one may think that through the practice of samatha meditation, whether we can attain nirvana or not. But I think that, of course, can. The Buddha already recommended it. But that means you practice samatha and then further you can go, right? And so you can attain the liberation, right? Cheto vimukta. Yeah. Um, yes, there are some yes arguments or some kind of uh, yeah disagreements maybe among the scholars or the meditators related to this. Anyhow, the Cheto Vimutta Arahant attains the liberation, cutting down lust, rag, right? Cutting down lust basically. And then Panya Vimutta Arahant attains liberation by being free from ignorance, right? He will be free from ignorance. So Panya Vimutta, that means he attains the full wisdom or full wisdom. So through the practice of samatha meditation, one eliminates raga. Raga means actually including the lobe. Under the lobe, raga is also there. Whereas through the practice of vipassana, one eliminates ignorance, right? So here you can understand that actually samatha meditation and vipassana meditation both are very important. And you can say that you cannot say that only vipassana meditation is important. We go for dutanga and all those things, and we practice in the forest, and there's only focusing on the vipassana. Actually, I prefer to practice samatha because, as the everyday practitioners, and yeah, this is very important for us to develop our mentality, right? Samatha practice. Yeah, it doesn't mean that I don't like vipassana. I practice vipassana as well. Yeah, vipassana as well. Yeah, actually, that is the only way, according to the Buddha. If you refer to the Satipatthana Sutta, the four foundations of mindfulness, the Buddha said, Ekayanoya maggo sattanang visuddhya. For the purification of the beings, there is one and only path, right? Yes. So anyway, don't think that samatha is not that important. So through the practice of samatha meditation, one eliminates raga, whereas through the practice of vipassana, one eliminates ignorance. Actually, both can attain arahantship. Advising Arahant Sariputta in the Pindapata Parisuddhi Sutta, the Buddha taught as follows. Tena hi Sariputta bhikkhu samatha vipassananang bhavanaya vayami tabbang. So you can understand that Buddha very specifically mentioned that monks, the Sariputta, therefore, the monk should endeavor or one should practice, develop samatha and vipassana. Buddha didn't say that monks should practice vipassana, right? And Buddha said samatha and vipassana, both are very important, right? Because of this Sariputta, monk should endeavor to develop samatha and vipassana, right? So this is a very important thing, and you can read it later and try to understand this, explanation, especially this sutta, Pindapata Parisuddhi Sutta, right? Because of this, Sariputta, monks should endeavor to develop samatha and vipassana. Wisdom is very important both in secular and religious life. The Buddha taught that samatha and vipassana should be developed based on wisdom in order to get wisdom, right? So wisdom is very important, and you don't think that we can get wisdom only through the practice of vipassana, and practicing both meditation, we can, yeah, have wisdom. So that's the Buddha's teaching. The Buddha taught that samatha and vipassana should be developed based on wisdom in order to get wisdom. That means the final wisdom, right? Again, samatha and vipassana explained as something that should be practiced by combining each other. We call it yuganadha. This is the point, right? So you, as a samatha practitioner, of course, you can shift it, or you can bring, bring some vipassana practice together, and then yuganadha. That means you yoke these two practices together. That is why some, when I talk to some scholars, actually they also say that it is very difficult to deviate samatha from vipassana, vipassana from samatha. Actually, they should go together, side by side. So that way is very important for the practitioner, mm, according to my view. So it is just a view, and yeah, don't attach to it that much, right? Even for the truth, you should not attach and look at the truth with with kind of this kind of extreme views, right? Again, samatha and vipassana explain as something that should practice by combining each other. That is called yuganadha. Yuganadha, bring these two together. One can experience jhana, which is called the cessation of perception, and feeling, we call sensation, right? Yeah. So jhana means actually the higher level status of mind, right? You too can attain jhanas. So, in the jhanas, one can experience a jhana which is called the cessation of perception and feeling. And this is called actually Sanya Vedaita Nirodha Samapatti. This is a very important samapatti, or a kind of higher concentration or absorption invented by the Buddha. Before the Buddha, there was no Sanya Vedaita Nirodha Samapatti. This is a very important thing invented by the Buddha, right? He contributed to the Indian meditation, introducing this special, what we call this mm, absorption or samapatti, or you can call it as a jhana as well, right? Jhana. Because before the Buddha, there were 8 jhanas, Patama jhana, Dutiya jhana, Tatiya jhana, Chatutta jhana, and so on. First jhana, second jhana, third jhana, and fourth jhana. And then Akasanan chayatana, Vinyanan chayatana, Akinchanayatana, Nevasanya, Nasanyatana. These 8 samapattis or jhanas were there even before the Buddha, right? But the Buddha introduced a new practice, Sanya Vedita Nirodha Samapatti. This can be achieved by only Arahantas and Anagamis. Anagami is the third level of the Buddhist saint path or sainthood, right? Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, third level. Those who attain the third level or Anagami, and also you must remember that this Sanya Vedita Nirodha Samapatti cannot be attained by the practitioner who attain Anagami or Arahanship through Vipassana. Only the person who practice Samatha meditation can experience this. Actually, Buddha had practiced Samatha meditation earlier. So he could attain this special, yeah, samapatti. So Arahantas or Anagamins who practice only the Vipassana, and they may not able to attain this special samapatti. So now you understand, yeah, samatha is very specific, right? It is very specific. And only certain Arahantas could attain this samapatti. That is why during the samapatti and all this sensation and perception ceased. And there is a difference between death, dead body and the body of the person who attained this, right? Yeah, they are combination of this or connection of the five, five aggregates are there, but in the dead body, no five aggregates, right? And especially the consciousness and no feeling, right? And something like that. So no perception, right? But for the one who attains this jhanic special jhana, sanya vedita nirodha samapatti, he just sees it whenever he, wakes up from that jhana, and then, yeah, these things will come back to him, right? And so this jhana is a very important one. The Buddha mentioned that samatha and vipassana are very much helpful. Bahupakara. Buddha didn't say that only vipassana is important and bahupakara, but the Buddha said that both practices are very important. Bahupakara means bahu upakara. Very, very useful. Very useful. So we should practice both. Of course, you can select your own way. Yeah, but actually these two are very important. Both are equally important. Yeah, so you will explain, to experience that jhana. Yeah, samatha and vipassana are great and they are very important. All right, according to the commentary to Dhammadaya the Sutta, samatha should be practiced first and the vipassana, right? This is the commentarial idea. So, yes, first you practice samatha and then you will proceed with vipassana, right? One can see that throughout the Sutta Pitaka, samatha and vipassana have been explained as the very important practice for liberation. Yeah, even though the commentarial view is like that, first samatha followed by vipassana, but the sutric teaching, right? The sutric teaching explain that both practices are important. You can say equally important, right? What is samatha bhavana? Now we will have a short explanation about samatha. Yes. Yeah. Do you want to have a break, short break? Yeah. No. First we will explain the samatha first, right? All right. According to commentators, samatha means to eliminate hindrances such as sensual desire, etc. Right? Samatha means, eliminate hindrances. You know the five hindrances: Kamachanda, Vyapada, Tinamidda, Uddacha Kukucha, and Vichikicha. Right? Kamachanda, sensual desire; Kamachanda, Vyapada, anger; and then Tinamidya, sloth and torpor; and then Kamachanda, Vyapad, Tinamidya, Uddacha Kukucha, restlessness, and then the Vichikicha, doubt, skeptical doubts, right? Vichikicha. So these are the five hindrances, or we call Panchanivarana, right? Panchanivarana, five hindrances. So samatha means actually kama chandadike panchanika dhamme, five dhammas, panchanika dhamme, sametiti samato. Here one character, long I is missing. There's a problem with the computer, so I cannot delete that one, correct it. Yeah, that is long E. Kamachandadike panchanika dhamme sametiti samato. Samatha means actually to eliminate hindrances such as sensual desire. So one can attain the jhanas after eliminating these hindrances, right? Samatha brings calmness and tranquility to the wandering mind, right? It reduces stress and ambiguity status of mind and brings the mind into one pointedness and eventually leads to jhanas, right? If you want to experience jhanas, yes, you can. And then some may say, oh no, jhana is not the, ultimate, goal, or jhana is not something very important in the Buddhist paths. And some may say so. But yeah, you can experience jhanas, right? You can, no harm, of course. Yes. Through samatha, one can attain 8 jhanas and 5 psychic powers. Five psychic powers I didn't explain. The 8 jhanas already I explained. 5 psychic powers are iddhivida, dibbasota, parachitta vijanana, pubbe nivasanusati. Uh, and then what is the other one? Yeah, yeah, iddhividam, dibbasota. Yeah, iddhivida, dibbasota, parachitta vijanana, and Pubbe Nivasanusati. Uh, yeah, I forgot the other one. Anyhow, these five psychic powers, right? Yeah, yeah, Dibba Chakku, right? Yeah, divine eye. Yeah, clairvoyance, Dibba Chakku. Yeah, these 5 psychic powers one can attain. Itivida mean, having this kind of, special psychic power for you to perform various type of, yeah, yeah, psychic, yeah, the different types of, yeah, what we call this, yeah, uh, a kind of showings, yeah, through your psychic powers, right? Individual. And sometimes we call it psychokinetic, right? Psychokinetic, yeah, moving in the sky and touching the sun and the moon and the, you know, swimming on the ground and walking in the sky, like this kind of, we call it kinetic activities, right? Uh, Individual. And the Dibbasota is divine ear, or we call it clairaudience, Dibbasota. And then Parachitta Vijnana mean telepathic knowledge, reading the mind of the others. And then Parachitta Vijnana, Pubbe Nivasanusati. That means retrocognition, or reading the past life, or having the ability of reading the past life. And then, yeah, Dibba Chakku, we call clairvoyance. Number 5, clairvoyance, or we call it divine divine eye, Dibba Chakku. So these are the 5 psychic powers, right? Uh, in Pali, we call it Pancha Abhinya, right? Pancha Abhinya, yes. That is the ancient belief, right? Anyhow, through the practice of samatha, and according to ancient beliefs or ancient practices, one can attain the 8 jhanas and 5 psychic powers. But Buddhism goes further step and explains one more attainment in the Pottapada Sutta. You can find it. As stated earlier, it is the jhanic experience, which is the cessation of perception and feeling. We discussed it earlier as well. We call it Sanya Vedaita Nirodha Samapatti. This is what Buddhism, or the Buddha actually, yeah, contributed as a special samapatti to meditation, right? So one can experience this as well through the practice of samatha meditation. All right. Now, yeah, before we go to the next part, yes, next part. So we can have a short break. Now we discuss about 1 hour, is that? Yes, around 1 hour. So Venerable, What about having a short break? Yeah, Venerable Sirivannu,
Yes,
do you need to have a short break?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. 15 minutes. Stop.
50. Okay, okay. 15 minutes. That's fine. So we need to refresh us. So you can go and have, tea or whatever. Maybe some of you, some of the students may have not taken their breakfast as well.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you then. And then we will see within the 15 minutes time. What about the other times? Also, you had a break for 15 minutes for other lectures?
Sometime. You have
Sometime. Okay, then 10 to 15 minutes. Okay.
it's a 10 minute break.
Yeah, 10-minute break. Yeah, 10 minutes break is okay. 10 minutes.
Eager to listen from you.
All right. Let's see. Let's see the feedback later. Thank you very much. Then see you in 10 minutes time, please. Yes. There is. So, yeah, my one, we will stop video, mute. Hello, Venerable Sir. Are you ready now?
Yes, yes, of course. Venerable.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, then we will continue. Yes. Welcome back, everyone. Yeah, thank you so much to listening me than watching. Yes. Okay, then we will continue. Now we are going to talk about the systematic development of Buddhist meditation, especially by Venerable Buddha Ghosa, Venerable Buddha Ghosa, the great commentator, right? Yes. In the 5th century CE, a great scholar from South India arrived in Sri Lanka in order to translate Sinhala commentaries into Pali. He is none other than the great commentator, Venerable Buddha Ghosa. Actually, he is Venerable Buddha Ghosa, who arrived in Sri Lanka in the 5th century AD in order to, yes, translate Sinhalese commentaries into Pali. Writing his first work, which is named as the Visuddhimagga, he gave a systematic explanation of Buddhist meditation system. Actually, it is Venerable Buddha Ghosa who made or who brought the systematic explanation or who systematized this Buddhist meditation system, right? In his work, Visuddhimagga, the great work. All right. Based on the Buddha's teaching, he developed the system of Buddhist meditation and even added some modifications to existing system, maybe in Sri Lanka. The classification of 6 dispositions is a idea is a new idea presented by him. You know, Venerable Buddha Ghosa talk about 6 types of characters, right? Raga Charita, Dosa Charita, Moha Charita, Vitakka Charita, and Buddhi Charita, and Saddha Charita. Saddha Charita, Vitakka, and Buddhi Charita. These are the 6 characteristics that he discussed. Raga Charita mean the lustful characters. Dosa Charita mean hateful characters. Moha Charita mean deluded characters. And then Vitaka Charita mean ruminative characters. Saddha Charita mean faithful characters. And Buddhi Charita mean wise characters. So actually in the Buddha's teaching, he has not mentioned about these characters together. But when we refer to the Buddha's teaching, sometimes we can see the different types of characters, of course. And but Venerable Buddha Ghosa brought these 6 characters together, and even he recommended certain Buddhist practices, I mean meditation practices or kammathanas. Later we will go to this term kammathana according to their characteristics, right? So it is something new that Venerable Buddha Ghosa introduced to Buddhist practice of meditation in his great work, Visuddhimagga, about these 6 types of characters of people, right? The classification of 6 disposition, classification of 6 dispositions is a new idea presented by him. He introduced 40 types of meditation instructions or objects, or otherwise we call Buddhist meditation practices, right? Yeah, 40 type of meditation instructions or objects or meditation practices. Mm? And so this is something very important, right? Bringing various types of meditation objects, he made it 40 together and he presented them in the systematical way. And also, depending on the characters, different types of objects were prescribed for different individuals. Taking the different types of meditation objects for different types of characters, Venerable Buddha Kosa recommended. For instance, Raga Charita. For the Raga Charita, this meditation practice is important. For instance, like repulsiveness of the body, or uh, you know, uh, the decaying of the body, and taking the dead body as a meditation object, something like that. So we call it yeah, and there are nine types of the nine types of status of the dead body, and so these things are good according to Venerable Buddha Kosa for this character Raga Charita or the lustful character. So in this way, and for each and every character, he prescribes certain types of meditation objects. And the very interesting thing is his new introduction of the term Kammatthana, right? Kammatthana into Buddhist meditation. Actually, before Venerable Buddha was, this term had not been used in the Buddhist meditation system. And so this term he brought here into meditation, Kammatthana. This term has been used in the suttas with the meaning of workplace, right? Kamma mean the work or the action. Thana mean the place. Kammatthana mean the workplace, right? Basis for work or the field of operation, right? Any kind of action is done somewhere, so it is called kammatthana. For instance, you are working in a certain place. That is the place that you are working, right? Doing your job is kammatthana, right? That is the place to work, kammatthana. But this very beautiful term, kammatthana, brought by Venerable Buddha Gosa into meditation. But Venerable Buddha Gosa applied this term kammatthana in the sense of meditation objects or as an instruction for meditation. This is quite interesting. So we have kammatthana gahetva, having taken the instructions for meditation, right? Yeah. And so this idea is very important. So he used this term for the meditation objects. For instance, as I explained, the foulness of the body, the 9 stages of the dead body, right? So it can be called as kammatthana. If you take the 40 objects altogether, they are also called kammatthana. For instance, if you practice metta, meditation on metta, metta is the kammatthana. That means it is the suitable meditation object for you to practice meditation, right? In this way, this term is used by Venerable Buddha Kosa for, I mean, as a new term here in the meditation system in his Visuddhi Magga. And another term introduced by him is nimitta. Nimitta. Nimitta means the object. For instance, what is the nimitta for your meditation, right? For instance, uh, any kind of object, nimitta, can be taken here, right? So, for instance, the dead body or the, uh, yes, any kind of other objects. So they are called nimittas, right? So nimitta or the object is also used in his meditation system, right? And this term became very specific in the context of Buddhist meditation in the Theravada tradition, right? And nowadays, yeah, we use this term as a very important term, the nimitta for meditation and the kammatthana for meditation. These 40 objects of meditation are discussed in the various Pali commentaries and in some other exegetical works, later works. For instance, like we can take the Venerable Anuruddha's Abhidhammatta Sangaha. In the Abhidhammatta Sangaha, these things have been explained, not only in the Abhidhammatta Sangaha, in a lot of Buddhist works, you can see this. For instance, we can take this Abhidhammatta Sangaha. So anyhow, Venerable Buddha was, actually he came to Sri Lanka in order to translate the yes, Sinhala commentaries into Pali. At the same time, he contributed a lot to meditation system as well. You know how he wrote the Visuddhimagga. I'm not going to explain all those things. And Visuddhimagga was written especially uh, to prove his ability of writing commentaries. This yeah, in brief, if I say like that. So, however, after he completed the Visuddhimagga, the Mahavihara monks checked it, and then they understood that he is a great commentator, and even they call him the you must be the Maitreya Buddha, hmm? Maitreya Buddha. But the Venerable Buddha goes at the end of his Visuddhimagga, he says that I want to attain arahantship in the yeah Sasana of Maitreya Buddha, future Buddha. So he was not, of course, the Maitreya Buddha's a kind of rebirths. But definitely, Venerable Buddha was clearly said that he want to attain arahantship during the time of Maitreya Buddha. But Mahavihara monks, they were happy after they received Visuddhimagga from Venerable Buddha Ghosa, and then they, praised him, saying that you should be the Maitreya Buddha, future Maitreya Buddha, or Maitreya Bodhisattva. Right. Anyhow, it is Venerable Buddha Ghosa's work, I mean, the job, to introduce, I mean, the Buddhist meditation system in a very systematical way. Maybe before him, it had not been presented in that kind of very beautiful manner. Right. Now, this is what just I simply explain about the practice of meditation, and I'm not going to touch the Vipassana side at the moment because we are going to discuss about Samatha and the Jhanic experience. But I do not write much about the jhanas because I know that the former speakers, they may have talked much about the jhanas. So yeah, according to our topic, we just discussed a little bit about jhanas and panchavasi. Jhanas and panchavasi. So panchavasiyo or panchavasi or five ways or five mastering, right? So we will talk. Vasi mean the mastering. Vasi in Sinhalese or in Sanskrit language we call it vashi, right? Vasi, mastering. So that means having power, having the sense under control. So why this, I mean, the term brought here? So that means having a special power, the mental power to concentrate on the, jhanic factors. In order to concentrate on the jhanic factors, this idea is brought here as panchavasi, five vasiyo. So when I refer to the Tika or sub-commentaries, and we have this kind of definition here about vasi. Vasiyoti yata ruchi pavatyoti atto. That means vasi means to keep something as desired. Yeah, keep something as desired. That is the meaning of it, right? Vasi. And this term can be found in the black magic as well, in Sri Lanka also, in the black magic or some kind of, yes, yeah, how we, yeah, uh, take or someone, according to our wish or changing his mind and something like that. This is coming under black magic practice. So anyway, there is nothing any relation with that vasi and this vasi, but the meaning is the same. Meaning is same. Here, one makes his mind under control according to his own wish. That is it, right? So there are five mastering or vasis, or sometimes we call habit. In certain translations, we find it as habits. Habits. Avajjanavasi, the first one, I think the former speakers, they may have talked about this, Avajjanavasi, mastering in adverting. Adverting mean you should be able to uh, reflect on it, right? And think about it, right? According to your wish, our Janavasi, adverting. Being skillful to attend any jhanic factor at any time and live in as long as he desires to do so, right? So this is a special ability that one can do, one can have actually as a practitioner. When you especially attain jhanic level. Basically, there are four jhanas mentioned here. Whenever we attain the jhanas, and we should not fall down from that jhanic status. And we should be able to continue this jhana, first jhana, until you reach the second jhana. And then the third jhana, fourth jhana, something like that, right? So you must have a very special skill to continue this jhanic status. And then, while focusing on these jhanic factors, according to, the explanations, we will see there are 5 factors in the first jhana, right? Or we call angas or factors. Let's see, vitakka, that means applied thinking. Vichara, sustained thinking. Piti, that means rapture. Sukha, that means bliss or happiness. Actually, here we take this, this term bliss, right? Sukha. And ekagata, collectedness of mind or one-pointed of mind, right? So these are the 5 factors here under the first jhana, right? I'm not going to talk much about these jhanas, but I just explained these 5 factors. So one may think that what is this vitakka, the first factor, applied thinking. Now, for instance, uh, for us, various thoughts occur in us, right? Now, as long as the practitioner is concerned, right? Well, as far as practitioner is concerned, and we will see what kind of thoughts may appear in him, right? So practitioners should have a good thoughts, a wholesome thoughts, right? When he attains the jhanic status, and he cannot have bad thoughts or defiled thoughts or unwholesome thoughts. So he should know what kind of thought that I am having. First, he may have a thought, and then in the second step, so applied thinking, vitakka and vichara, the second one, sustained thinking. He should keep it, this sustained thinking. After recognizing his the thought, he should keep it since it is a good thought. So here, basically, when we apply it for the practitioner or the one who attained the first jhana, that means the wholesome thoughts he should keep. He should keep the wholesome thought, right? Vitakka and vichar, piti. That means he gets yeah, rapture. Yeah, it's a very special happiness. Rapture, we call it piti, rapture. And then sukha, then he will get bliss. Yeah, and kaika sukha and manasika sukha, right? That means the mental happiness and physical happiness. Basically, the mental happiness, right? Sukha and ekagata. That means collectedness of mind. So now I'm going to give one of the experience that I experience truly, as a monk who had attained, who is higher ordained. I cannot boasting, or I cannot say about something, a kind of spiritual status that I have not attained, right? While we studying in Thailand at MCU in the 2000 to 2001, and we were taken to one of the meditation centers. As I remember, Pechabun. Pechabur, Mahachula Meditation Center. And we practice meditation over there 1 month, 1 month. And we all together, there were around 60 students in the first English batch of MA. I was the student of the first English batch of Mahachula, and there was 4 Sri Lankan monks altogether, and there were some Vietnamese monks. I think one Vietnamese monk, and there were certain Cambodian monks and the Burmese monks, and Thai monks, of course, and some lay people, and one American student, and something like that. We altogether 60 students, and we were taken to the meditation center in a forest. Earlier, it used to be a cemetery. Understand? And we practiced. Really, we all of us practiced in a very nice way, proper way, and we got a lot of support from the Thai people and the Thai students also over there. Actually, I experienced this kind of, yeah, I don't know whether it's a jhanic status, but I experienced while I'm practicing. And so it was a great, yeah, feeling, the experience that I had 1 time or 2 times, not always. Yeah, definitely. If you practice meditation in a proper way, you will, you know, attain this jhanic status, and you will experience the calmness of your body, and you may not feel the weight of your body. You may not feel, and so according to my experience, it's something like I am in the, in the air. I had this experience, and then I was very happy. Huh? I thought that, oh, now everyone is looking at me. So yeah, I had this kind of experience. I don't know whether really I'm in the sky or not, but I don't feel my, the seat and all this. Uh, it's really, I'm telling you the truth. Huh? Yeah, and I cannot tell any lie. So, so I felt it. I felt it. So soft in my body, and I didn't feel any weight of my body. So this is a very special, and even I think I explained it whenever we go to our masters to give our experiences, then I explain to him in this way. So this is something very special, and really you can experience this kind of a special, yeah, feeling. And I don't say that I had attained this special jhana and like that, but I felt something, right? Whenever you practice meditation, so you will experience this rapture, piti, and also sukha, bliss, and then your mind is ekagrata. Collect your mind is coming here into one pointedness, or we call it collectedness of your mind. Yeah, you should bring your mind. So anyhow, yes. So regarding this 5 factors, of first jhana, actually you should be able to, you should be skillful to attain these 5 jhanic factors one by one, or whatever. And so you should recognize it. For instance, this is something like developing Panya Bala in the practice of 37 factors of enlightenment, right? You know the 37 factors of enlightenment. Within these 37 factors, there are Panchabala. Panchabala. What is Panchabala? Yeah. Saddha, Viriya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya. So these are the Panchabala. Actually, Saddha is not a power, a kind of bala, and Virya is not a bala, the Sati, Samadhi, and Panya. But you make them like a kind of certain power, mental powers. In the same way, you bring your mind into a kind of very stable status, right? And then you recognize what are the factors of this jhana that you are experiencing in, right? And now we will see, yeah. So the other thing is actually whenever he developed his these five what you call this five vasis or five skillfuls and skills, right? Five skills, and you may not lose from that. He does not fall or lose it. Keep in mind having mental strength. So this kind of a special, yeah, ability you will have. So now let's see this. What are these five balas? Yes, yes. Samapajjanavasi, mastering or attaining or entering. I think I miss. Yeah, first one we already mentioned here. Avajjanavasi, and the number two is. Yeah, I cannot highlight this computer. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, number two is Samapajjanavasi, mastering in attaining. That means anytime if you feel that you want to attain, right, you want to keep this special status, for instance, piti or sukha, right, you immediately, it mentioned that within, we snap, like within this kind of time, yeah, snapping time, you can come to that level. So that is the ability that you are having after your meditation practice, right? Mastering or in attaining or entering to that kind of status. And then adittanavasi, number three, mastering in resolving or establishing, steadying the duration. That means actually you can resolve, you can establish these qualities in you, these qualities in you. That means the wholesome status, aditthana, aditthana vasi. Aditthana is one of the perfections also. Yeah, aditthana paramita, right? Yes, and then vuttana vasi, mastering in emerging. That means whenever you want to go out of it, out of that practice, that means that kind of concentration, and then you are able to do so. So actually these skills are mentioned as kind of very special skills that a practitioner should develop, right? And then Pachavekana Vasi, that means mastering in reflecting. You should be able to reflect on it, right? Pachavekanas. So, however, these five jhanic factors are very important, and this Panchavasi, right? This Panchavasi that you are practicing or that you are applying in the first jhana and the other jhanas, and they are very special as a great practitioner, right? If he is practicing it uh, as long as he wished to practice, or then with this very skillfulness and also attentiveness or awareness, and then he can proceed for the second jhana and third jhana and so on. A good practitioner has no difficulty in those five habits. That means actually you should be a very good skillful practitioner. Even the Buddha mentioned that there will be certain practitioners, they are not that good in practicing and they will lose it. And they may not able to go to the second jhan. Understand? So that is why you should be a vigorous practitioner, skillful practitioner, and then because the first jhana or the second jhana and so on, they are not really our goal. We should go further, right? So with uh, great with a great experience and with a great skillfulness and being a very strong person, a practitioner, uh, one step by step, and then you should go further. And he enters the rest of the jhanas as well, right? a good practitioner has no difficulty in those five habits, and he enters the rest of the jhanas as well. If not, he will lose his jhana, being unable to reach the other jhanas, the second jhana. Even he will lose his first jhana as well. Like the unskillful, foolish cow, right? Who is not walking in mountain cracks or the craggy mountains. Yeah, craggy mountains. Yeah, so Buddha gave a very beautiful simile. Monks, they are unskillful practitioners, as same as a foolish and unskillful cow, right? One can suppose that one cow goes to the hilly area, mountainous area, and he go to the cracks of the mountains. For instance, you think about the mountain goats. Have you seen the mountain goats? Right? Yeah, in India and in certain countries, and there are mountain goats. They can, climb in these on these walls, right? So they have very special ability. Their legs have been designed for that. Can climb. Yeah, sometimes you may see that when they are in the cliffs of the mountains, certain eagles and all those animals, they come and catch them and all. Otherwise, push them down and then kill them and eat. Right. However, that is not the case here. So there are certain cows, or you can think about goats. Yeah, certain goats like mountain goats go up to the hilly areas or these craggy mountains. At the edge of the mountains, still they can keep the balance and eat the grasses. Understand? Very skillful. Buddha mentioned that monks, there are certain practitioners, they are not skillful. Sometimes when they attain the first jhana, they lose it, misunderstand, or will be misguided. Right? You cannot be like that. You must be a very skillful person who can continue. You can keep your jhanic status and go further, right, in this practice. But the Buddha mentioned that this, for instance, a foolish cow and unskillful, and when she climbs to a higher, a stage of the mountain, or a craggy mountain areas, and she doesn't know how to step, sometimes not being very steady on her forelegs, forelegs, F-O-R-E, she got four legs already, F-O-U-R, four legs. And we call the forelegs and hind legs. Two hind legs, the back legs, and the forelegs, F-O-R-E. So in this way, and without knowing how to do her first four legs, the two legs, and she will raise her hind leg, and then she will fall down because she is not really step properly on her forelegs, right? She will fall down because it's a craggy mountain area, mountains. So she must be very skillful while she is walking up there and eating there. She has to be very mindful. If no mindful, what would happen? She will fall down and she will lose life as well, not only food. Like that. There will be certain meditation practitioners. Yeah, maybe they go wrong or they may not really understand what it is, right? Like that. Yes. Yeah. So in this way, really, you have to be very skillful, like being a very skillful cow. She is doing a very risky job over there, going up to the hilly area, right? So she must eat and also she must protect her life. In the same way, the practitioner also should be very skillful and protect her life, and she should do her best. Yes, I understand now. Now let me finish it first. Yeah, Venerable, please. Yeah. So anyhow, uh, Buddha mentioned that if this cow is not skillful, she will go on a wrong way. She will lose her food. And because of her foolishness, in the same way, the practitioner, if he is not really clever in these things, definitely he will fall down. So anyway, yes, Venerable, you want to yeah, ask me something better? You switch on your mic, please.
Yes, and any student would have a question.
Yes, now actually, yeah, we wanted to have a short break, the meditation practice as well, but let's see whether we can do that. Anyhow, yeah, changing our procedures, of course. Yeah, if you have any question, yeah, you can ask, no
Yes,
problem.
sir. No, no question. Thank you very much. May I summarize in brief?
Yeah, then no question means two things, right? You have understood it and you have not understood it at all. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So I hope that yeah, you have understood things, and I'm sorry that we cannot talk to face, and yeah, I just keep on talking, and you are listening, and you are just passive listeners, and I am the one who is talking here. I don't know whether you can digest my language and things. Is
Yeah,
it clear for you or not?
yeah, very, very clear, sir. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah, thank
Right. Yes. Now I am having my own students also here, but if they have any questions, I will go with them in the next class anyhow. So without wasting time. So what do you think? Do you want to have a short practice for around 10 minutes or yeah, Venerable?
lunchtime we have
Yeah,
to,
lunchtime is coming, right?
yeah,
So, yes, if no question, actually, then we can, yeah, finish our lesson, wind up the things. So I hope that you have, yeah, received at least very, yeah, little understanding of what is meditation and
yeah,
the two things, two practices about samatha and vipassana. Actually, I didn't talk much about vipassana. I just focus on the samatha because, yeah, we are talking about these dhyanic factors and all that. They are connected with samatha practice. So I didn't touch vipassana. Vipassana is very, very, very popular in Thailand, right? So you have practice. I think as a BA or MA student, you have to do this practice by yourself, so you may have experience later or now or whatever. And so thank you very much for joining with us. Thank you for inviting BCS. I was very happy to share at least a little knowledge with you. I'm not sure whether it was, fixed with you, my teaching. And if you have any question, even in the later time, you can send me. However, according to, since Venerable Sirivanu requested, I will send this short note to him and he will share it with you. So if no questions, and so yeah, Venerable, do you have anything to say?
yeah. Thank you very much for your kindness to lecture to us today, and we are also together here. Pray the Tibetan Gem together again. Yes. Uh,
Okay, thank you very much then. Yeah, happy to see you. Yes.
ภะคะวาพุทธังภะคะวันตังวิวัเตมิสวากขาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนัมมัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามา